I'm gonna make this short. Yeah, last night after I did that one video of that lady with the real older lady, short pixie cut, tall white lady with like whitish blonde hair showing up. Oh, when I first moved out, I was so poor when I first moved out. There was times I went hungry, extremely hungry, where I'd only brought some canned goods. One of them was a jar of cranberry sauce. One day I ate a half a can, and the other day I ate another half a can. There's times I was starving, absolutely starving. And there was times that I didn't have but $5, $10 to eat on for the whole week. So I really went hungry. Okay. She shows up right outside Giant Eagle. She walks up to me. He went up with me instead of you because he watched you wash your floor with a towel and soap and water. Because I had hardwood floors. And I'm OCD, and I kept everything spotless back then. And my dumb butt, see, she wanted me to spend my grocery money, my little bit of food money, and go hungry more. And so they'd leave me alone. I went out and bought the $3.50 Swiffer wipes. He went out with me because she didn't buy Swiffer wipes. They're controlling me, making me starve more. Okay? Well, I did it so they'll leave me alone. Well, she showed up like a month later. Okay, I moved out April 4th. So it's like the end of May, 1st of June. Dollar General, Louisville. Okay? She didn't buy then where she had a short little pixie cut. She's real skinny. She had long extension put in, and it didn't look good on her because she's like 90 to 100 pounds. She had it clear down to her waist, and it looked flat, and it looked fake. And she looked over at that heavy-set white guy that went out with her instead of me. I don't even know him. That's how weird this is. Yeah. Said, you tell that Steve to leave her alone. They found all those kids lying a long time ago. 18 during a protected custody case. Well, I said that. I walked outside. People screamed. Nobody said a word. I went to my one client's because I got my med certification to pass meds. Went in, and I know the one person working there. I sat and I talked. And I was talking to him about Michelle, where they kicked in my door. And, how she admitted at church she was watching me on the toilet. I said, she's a weirdo. I said, that's how they got the shower scene. She's like, why don't they just arrest these people? I know. See, in their sick little worlds, they can kick in your door. They can stalk you. In their sick little world, they can come up and say, we photoshopped a shower scene in the other room. You know, where you had bruises and you were throwing up and you didn't feel good, you got sick on drinks and had to lay down. We roofied you and we told you to say something stupid. We lied to people. We had sodium pentothal reports. Because you can't get it lie under, and it's lethal anyways. Spy flick movie stuff. That they can enter in the court system. You've never been talked to. You've never been questioned. You've never been accused. Never been prosecuted. But they did all this behind your back. That's a lie. They cannot do that. It's a flat out lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Well, I tell that one person at my other clients where I'm doing the med passes, you know, because I know the one staff, how they lied on my youngest son and his wife, that they were going along with it with my ex-husband for the shower scene, that they had an attorney, they were going to da-da-da-da-da-da. I said, I go there. I told her what happened at SIPO Library with my one-day group, and how that girl from my church felt that I had charges, and she's following me around, and then I finally take care of her by the van. It's like, well, hi, how are you? It's like, well, it's been a little rough. Got everybody in the van, and I told her, flat out told her, it's, da-da-da, oh, you'll be found innocent. What part of that makes me a victim? And it screams a stalking victim, a kidnapped victim, an attempted murder and drugged victim. Do you not understand? Okay? I said I told my son about it. I told him about that lady following me. Well, Mom, you have the CCW, don't you? Well, of course I do. Then I told him about the med certs. I told him about my notary. And my daughter-in-law's like, well, Karen, somebody would be lying. They would be Pinocchios. Their pants would burst in flames as if you do anything wrong. And she's sitting there defending me. She knew nothing. I said it's a hurricane of lies. They lie on them, that they're going to lie on me, that they're going to, that they're part of it and they know nothing, so I don't talk to them. They lie on the police up there, so I don't talk to the police, and the police know nothing. And it's Michelle's family the whole time. Do you know why they did it? And it's going to come down to that. Last night, people scattered. You think about why they did it. Dave's already trying to kill me because he wants Katie. All the times, okay? He's so mad I'm not dead, he hits me with the boring face, goes off to the store. He asked all these people to help kill me. Why did they bother? And why didn't they just kill me? Because that agent was in that store out of his area. And he's got this racket. The whole thing is the witness protection program money. They kick in my door, they start stalking me, waking up with bruises so they can buffalo me thinking I'm stupid enough I'll fall for it. Okay? Where I have bruises and I'm getting sick and I don't know what's going on. Where they kick in my door, they're photoshopping scenes. And then Dave in arrogance yells out that him and Jack have it planned since March and he wanted Katie. Then I try to get a job. They impersonate the job. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm not supposed to overhear how Vega's involved, but I didn't hang up that phone with Terry. And then Dave arrogantly holds me down, and then Katie's breaking in the mall how I'm supposed to die, and to 3 people. Okay. And so to direct me, now this has been their whole plan the whole time, direct me to the FBI. Because they're breaking in and stabbing me with needles. They could have made one of them lethal. And I just found me dead. But no. They're working to build me up to send me to the FBI. Why? Because they want the witness protection program money. See, yeah, they even said that. See, I have been saying Central Baptist, where my client goes to church. It's Trinity Temple. Forgive me. I've only been there a few times. It's not my church. It's his. And that's where the November 6, 22, they came in and said the agent that called her back is the one that told on her, and the officer verified it. That's where the kids even had the login. And they were talking about things. See, they sold it and sold it and sold it as common knowledge. And that's where November 20th, it's all over the money. It is. And it was their plan. The whole time when Dave went in and asked him to help kill me, instead of just coming up and kill me, rigging my car so it blew up like Josh's, or playing with the brake system. They could have rigged it so I died. But they didn't want me to die yet. They wanted to drug me. They wanted to frame me, play with me, because they're sick. They're mentally serial killers. But it's an FBI agent. He became the person they hunt. Yeah. And it's one of their own. Him and his dirty friends. And most of the people that are doing this are 60 plus. And they're dirty families. You do realize that. The old people, like the guy that came up, the roll guy, saying that he drugged me and told me to say the wrong nightgown. Lying, he had sodium pentothal. He was breaking into my house and drugging me up and breaking in Walmart. He was doing it. They're mentally ill. Like I said, these people are setting themselves up to own islands on their retirement, on the government's back and victims. See, the whole thing of it is they could have killed me at any point, but they didn't want to. They were playing with me and toying with me amnesia drug, so I wouldn't remember. Wake up with bruises, not figure out why am I not waking up if he's beating me. Why am I getting sick on drinks? What's wrong with me? Because you don't process right. Huh? Photoshopping scenes. Some guy came up to me in January of 19, because I used personal wines, sending personal wines. They said, where you stood up and used wipe, they put that in another room. I thought, weird, that's gross. Then they told me they put the shower scene in the other room. They're supposed to Photoshop all kinds of scenes. You know, that's why illegal surveillance is not legal. I didn't have cameras in my home. I only had 3 on the outside. 1 to the back porch, 1 to the side yard, and 1 to the front yard. Nothing else. We didn't have cameras. And this is why you can't work a case with a conflict of interest. For your daughter, friends and family. That's why you go to jail for. Yeah. And I never talked to anybody. I've never been questioned. I've never been accused. I've never been prosecuted. I have nothing. They lie to people. That's all. It's just a hurricane of lies. See, they want the whole time. And that's why they had Dave say, my girlfriend's rich and powerful and her family owns the police. So why? I call the FBI. So why? Then he badgers me into saying I'm lying under a threat of arrest, knowing they drugged me out. And I wouldn't be able to process right and say whatever he wanted under threats. And then threaten me if I told someone he listened to me. You can't do that. He can't talk to me. It's badgering laws. But he needed to open that informant case so that he could get the money and start stealing it. And he's bullying me into staying quiet. See, my one friend worked at the prosecutor's office. I told him what that agent did. He giggled like a little girl. He literally giggled like a little girl. I almost started crying. He said that agent can't talk to you like that. It's illegal and the police can't go along with it. They know better. I talked to another officer. He can't. They have to take your statement if they believe you or not. And they have to follow through. Or you yell badgering, they lose their badge, and they get out of jail. Badgering law, 1729, Department of Justice. You can't interrupt somebody giving a statement. Okay? You can't threaten them either. Okay. So, and then embezzlement laws, S641. You cannot withhold funds meant for one person. Anything under $100 is up to a year in federal prison. Anything over $1,000 is 5 to 30 years in federal prison. Anything that's over $1,000, and that is including same rules if you misdirect it to another person. If you withhold it, it's embezzlement, and if you misdirect it to another person, it is embezzlement. It's a severe case of theft. Less than $100. If you withhold money, it is theft. If you misdirect it, it is for the person it is meant for is theft. Under 100 is up to 1 year in prison, and anything over 1,000 is 5 years to 30 years. They don't play with people stealing. Okay? 5 to 30. Now I'm going to go ahead and upload this. Oh, and the only rules to be in a witness protection program is for the government, for one of their cases they're willing to look into, that for your statement and witnessing against somebody, that they'll put you in a witness protection program, and then you get the diplomatic immunity, the money, the housing, and all that. It's just for your statement of being a witness or a victim in a crime. They can't add to the law. They can't take away. They can't make up their own rules and put a spin on it to meet their evil plan. It's for your statement against those people in a case that the government's willing to look into. That's it. That's why they call it witness protection program. That's it.